Good afternoon, men of America. Thought I'd do a quick little video here this afternoon to kind of ask you, are you feeling the walls closing in yet? Are you starting to see how the technocracy and the system is starting to box you in, to bleed you dry with these interest rates that they've jacked up that they seem to not have any intention of lowering? And this game, this total theater you have between Donald Trump and the head of the Fed, where he's giving him a hard time, acting like there's some kind of war going on between them. No, it's staged, it's planned. See, they want to keep interest rates high so that inflation bleeds all your savings out, all your expenses for your house, your car, insurance, food, medical, everything that you need. They want to bleed the middle class dry. They want to make you broke, okay? And then when you're no longer, the middle class is gone, then they can lower their interest rates. And then they can still make money off of very low interest money to their buddies. They can just keep pumping up the stock market. See, the stock market's rigged in their favor. They're the ones making all the money off of it. Okay, employment is an utter disaster. Okay, they're shedding jobs so fast, it makes your head spin. Okay. And they've been shedding jobs, productive jobs, factory jobs, agricultural jobs since the 70s. Those jobs are never coming back. They were never designed to come back. That's why you got whole sections of America, small town Midwest, all through there called the Rust Belt. Yeah, because those are all abandoned towns. Used to be steel mills, okay? Used to be coal plants, coal mining, like in West Virginia. They almost killed that all off. No production of anything that we need is done in America no more. There used to be textile factories, shoe factories, TV factories, radio factories. Hell, even these junk cars that they're making in Mexico, they're making in China. Our agriculture. Have you been to the grocery store, looked at the fruits and vegetables? You get everything's from Mexico or South America or some other place where they're still allowed to spray DDT on this stuff. It's ridiculous. There's nothing here anymore. And now you got these videos, I see a lot more coming online about people who have been buying and who've been, well, not buying, but selling on eBay and Amazon for a long time, pulling out. I'm one of them. I used to sell on eBay for 20 years. It is impossible as a seller to make any money on eBay selling anything that has mechanical components, okay? I don't know how these guys, they're even hassling guys that are selling clothing, okay? And shutting and suspending their accounts down, okay? For shipping issues that are out of their control. Once you ship something, you don't have a say in how long the shipper gets it to the other person. You know, I have to deal with this myself when I ship people. What's the tracking number? What's the tracking number when I send something? And then they'll call me up why they haven't gotten it yet. Like I'm FedEx, like I'm the one delivering it. I don't have any control of that. Once it goes in the box and I scan it and drop it off at the hub, it's their box. You're at the means. You're at the whim of the delivery company. Okay, and now all these companies like Amazon and eBay, these people that I was on there 20 years. I cannot sell on there anymore. The scams are so out of control, and eBay is so against sellers that I spend more time trying to sort out scams and fighting with eBay than I actually do building the marine products that I do to sell to people. 20 years, I had 100% feedback, okay? I've lost every dispute on eBay with a buyer. eBay doesn't care what the buyers do. The buyer could literally do a video with a mask and a gun, come into your place of business and robbing you, and eBay will say, well, there's nothing we can do about that. You still got to pay shipping back, or you're still responsible. It's literally that bad. And every time you call them, if you have a problem, customer service, you're talking to some call center in India or something. I've never spoken to an American in my life. And they will flat out lie to you. Oh yeah, you're good to go. We looked at your account. You've been a valuable customer. No problems. Days later, no answer. Weeks later, no answer. What's going on? Oh, you're good to go. No problems. Still holding my money. Still got my account all messed up. And then a supervisor will come on and say, no. We decided against you. You got to pay the shipping back and give the buyer back his money, even though it's not your fault. Do you know how much time and money and it wastes out of a business? Yeah, it shuts small businesses down because that's the goal of this with Amazon and with eBay. They get everybody onto this online shopping. Everything's done online, and then they systematically wipe out the small businesses. Yeah, the big businesses don't have any problem with this. No, not at all. Okay? And that's the problem. This is what's going on in America. The small businesses, the middle class, is destined for destruction. You were slated to be wiped out. Okay? We've gotten to that point in America where it's a burden now for the ruling class. They want you down in the dirt with the peasants so that they can get America, just like all the other third world countries. They want a two-tiered society. They want the slaves and they want the rulers. And it's getting worse every day. As quick as this is being ramped up, even I have a hard time keeping up with it. It's happening so fast. I would rather sit on the couch or blow my product out on Facebook for way less than what it's worth to get my money back and some of my labor that I put into all this stuff than to deal with eBay or to ship it. I just had FedEx bust up one of my units that I shipped. I had to go through the whole process of taking pictures, filling out the forms, filing the claim, arguing with the claims adjuster, getting denied, redoing the claim. It's all designed to grind up your time and your money because small businesses have to go, okay? Just like John D. Rockefeller said, competition is a sin. They hate small businesses. They hate any kind of competition, okay? They want the sole monopoly. And that's what they're going to get through all this digital online stuff that you do now, okay? They've made it impossible. The stuff I sell, you can't go into a store and get. You have to get it online. And they control all the rules, all the avenues, and I've been able to get nowhere. Even with perfect feedback, 20 years. I had to pull all my stuff off, say, no, can't do it no more. It costs me too much time and money. And this is happening to a lot of people that invest all this time and money in products and marketing and time and listings and shipping, selling good stuff. They're honest people. And these buyers know exactly how to scam everybody so that they can keep the money, keep the product, and that the Amazon or eBay or whatever site you use doesn't do anything for the seller. They know this. It is so ripe with fraud. I can't deal with it no more because that's what's happening. So you need to wake up here because there are no escape routes, okay? Between inflation, interest rates, everything being unaffordable, no jobs, slashing jobs. Even the useless jobs now are all being cut. Thousands of jobs. Well, they shouldn't have been there to begin with, but once they're cutting all those too. And then they want to get rid of the government. Where are all these people going to go to get jobs? There's nothing to fill the gap. Okay? This is why they're going to be pushing for that universal basic income garbage. Okay, to get everybody on the government dole, to get you on this payment just enough to keep you being able to survive. That's right. The plantation's coming back in full swing. Okay? Just like 19th century, everybody's going back on the plantation. Okay? That's their goal. So the best thing you can do is what I've been trying to get across to other people is that you need to remove yourself from participating in the system as best you can. I know it's hard. Everything's intertwined together. Your job, your family, your payments, everything. It's hard to do that now that we're at this point. But just limit yourself as best as you can, okay? And that means don't buy anything you don't need. Don't take out any debts that you don't have to. Don't buy these crappy cars and take out debts on these things. If you can, find an older used car. Do whatever you can. Keep your old car running. Do whatever you can. Okay, and this is where friends and family and communities have to come together. Okay, no one's coming here to help us. We don't have any friends in the government or in the corporations. They're against the people. You've got to rely on your friends and your family to help one another out. Okay, I try to help my neighbor whenever I can. I got elderly neighbors. I'm down here in Florida. If they need help, I try to help them as best I can. And when and my parents need help, I try to help them. If I need help, I ask them for help. Of course, and that's how you got to do it because you can't go off. Everybody can't go off and do their own thing now. It's too unaffordable. You got to get together. You got to consolidate bills. You got to consolidate expenses. It sucks. I get it, but that's what you got to do because it ain't like the old days. When I was in my early 20s, mid 20s, I was making good money. I was a professional making good money. I could have a house to rent. I could have a car. I could have a motorcycle. I could have some investments. And be doing okay single, okay? You can't do it no more because those jobs they've evaporated. What's left, okay? And then the jobs that you and I can't get, they're being replaced by third world immigrants, you know, and it's pushing people out, okay? So this whole video was kind of bringing you up to speed about a couple of things that are going on with the economy to bleed you dry, the inviability of people that are having small businesses or work for themselves like myself. They're cutting off every avenue for people to make money, any money at all. And that's by design. All this is by design. There's nothing here by random. There's no accident. There's no this. They may be doing this because they don't know what they're doing. No, they know exactly what they're doing. This has been a long time coming, and it's ramping up fast. You've seen it. I mean, even after 2020, this stuff has been moving fast every day, and it's only going to get worse. Okay, they're going to keep these interest rates high. They're going to keep bleeding you out. Okay, as the stock market keeps melting up, okay, so that the vampires can continue to make money off of these stocks. Meanwhile, you got private equity running around, blowing up businesses everywhere and hollowing them out. Trailer parks, nursing homes, casinos, you name it. They're making these deals and then they're charging huge rent back on these places that the places can't afford, and they're pushing them out of business. Okay, I mean, the usury is off the chart. So just do whatever you can to minimize your exposure to this. I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to cut out as much as I can. I'm down to bare minimum functioning. Okay, no frills, no thrills. Old shoes, buy clothes at Goodwill, any place I can get a deal. This is what you got to do. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if that's what you can afford, because even guys that I know that have had businesses that are for years, that are craftsmen, machinists, welders, they're going out of business. They're losing contracts. I got friends in Orlando that have had businesses for years that relied on certain large contracts from companies, and those companies fired all their employees and said, we're closing up. We can't afford to function anymore. And they're losing business. It's just big ripple effect, you know? So it's happening. It's in every avenue. You see it everywhere, you know? And yeah, it's going to get ugly. I don't know how far this is going to go before people decide to, hey, you know, like I said, you ain't got to do anything. You just out of control. You just don't participate. Don't give them your money. Don't. Anytime that you got to deal with them, stay as far away as possible that you can. Try to conduct business between people you know or businesses you know, one-on-one. You know, I got to put my stuff on Facebook and try to sell it locally on Facebook. Before I would be able to sell nationwide, but eBay's made that impossible. And these are very heavy, odd-shaped items that need to be boxed up. And I can't do it anymore. It's costing me more money every year for parts, for materials, for shipping supplies, for paint, for labor, you name it. It's taken me more time and more expense, but I have to keep charging less in order to sell the product. And this started last year. Big time. It fell off last year. The last time it did that was 2007, right before the financial collapse. And I told everybody that I know it's coming again, and it's coming big, because mine literally went right off a cliff overnight, nationwide. No calls, no texts, no offers, no purchase. I got stuff left over from last season that haven't sold. Prime product, marine product. Okay? Nobody's got any money. Everybody's broke. And they're only going to get broker. So just try to do the best you can. Try to stay positive. It's hard. I know I get kind of disgruntled myself, but try to do the best you can to work together, because there's not going to be any easy solution to get out of this, if you can even get out of it. But that's what's coming down the road. This is scorched earth policy by these companies and banks against the middle class, and that's their end game. To reduce you to poverty, then they can control you completely. You'll have to go along with everything they want. And then when they implode the dollar, which is what they're doing, that's why they're printing it off the chain. Yeah, they're still creating money. Oh yeah, that's why the markets keep going up. That's why you don't see any reduction because of the interest rates being up, no reduction in prices. They're still printing money. They're still creating these big, huge budgets they can't pay for and going into debt. Yeah, they want to destroy the dollar so that then they can cause this crisis and then say, oh, in order to solve this, we got to go into a central bank digital currency. Oh yeah, that $1 million you had in the bank, we got to knock a couple zeros off of that, and so we can get this debt taken care of. So now you only got your $1 million is only worth $10,000. That's where this is going. So just don't believe the hype. Don't think that there's jobs coming back. Don't think that this is gonna like instantly turn around. We've reached a point where everything is so expensive. Even if they dropped interest rates to zero, how is anybody going to pay anything? There's no income coming in. There's no place to make any money, no jobs. Everything's been destroyed. So it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out for the rest of the year. But don't be surprised if you see a major event come along in some way, shape, or form to run cover for this foolishness, like tariffs. Tariffs are one big cover. It's all just to cover up what they want to do, bleeding you out and blaming the tariffs, inflation on tariffs. It ain't tariffs. Okay, it's just another smokescreen. They have to always have a cover for what they're doing because everybody will see it. So that's why Trump every other day, I'm imposing tariffs. No, I'm suspending tariffs. No, I'm imposing tariffs. No, I'm putting tariffs on. No, I'm not going to war. Yeah, I'm going to war. This is all just to keep this illusion going, to keep you focused on something else. So, but anyway, just wanted to let you know that's what was my take on it. And if you're an eBay seller that has finally decided to give up because you can't do it no more, you're not alone. There's plenty of us that have had enough of this stuff, and it's costing us more money than we're making dealing with those fools. So yeah, good luck everybody.